I'm naked, I'm numb, I'm stupid, I'm staying.
Okay, I leave home 8:30 this morning from Arima. I had to meet with a team manager to give him the team sheets for tonight. We had a meeting then 10 o'clock at the Hilton Hotel to discuss an event that we're going to be putting on at the end of November. From there we went to meet with an insurance company to discuss insurance for the footballers, to protect them should they get an injury, for instance. We can pay for scans, medical treatment, stuff like that. After that we had a TV interview at CNMG, well actually Brent did, I wasn't wanted on television, but we had a long chat there. From there we went to the office to do a few final things, and then fought our way through the traffic to get to Mani Ramjon Stadium by 4 o'clock. Obviously, we get here, we wait, the team being prepared, they do all their pre-match warm-ups, all their preparations, and then obviously we're disappointed because there's no game. Very frustrating. Between ourselves and W Connection, we managed to get about 60 personnel here, and yet for the want of 4 match officials, the game can't go ahead. Fortunately, there weren't too many spectators, but those people are going to be leaving with a bad taste in their mouth now, a bad opinion of the Pro League. I know for one journalist come from Arima specifically for the game. No manner of compensation can pay for that, because he now have a bad feeling. Next time we have a game Tuesday night in Mani Ramjon, perhaps he won't come. All the good work that the Pro League is doing, a lot of it has been undone tonight. I don't know whose fault it is. I'm not here to apportion blame, but I just feel that someone needs to be accountable, because at the end of the day this is a professional league, the top professional league in the Caribbean, and this just cannot continue. We encourage our players and our supporters to be supportive of the match officials, because they do a very difficult job, a job I would never want to do, and they do it usually with great spirit. But at the end of the day, somebody has made a mistake tonight, and it's very costly, not just for the teams in the amount of money they spend. Preparation for today's game also affected preparation for Friday's games. Both teams are playing Friday, so preparation was planned from Saturday for this game and for the game Friday. That's all been disrupted now. And to explain what I mean by that, the players would be conditioned because they were having a game tonight. So they'd be prepared, light training probably yesterday in preparation for today. That means that by tomorrow, 2 days before another game, the players haven't had a full training session. Okay, so normally they would have had heavy training sessions early in the week, and then it would have lightened up towards the end. So the whole mental, physical preparation for Friday's game has been affected by not playing today. So the season so far, I feel, has been very good. I think it's been exciting. I think in the last 7 days the lead has changed 3 times, which obviously adds to the excitement, and it would have changed again tonight probably, because I feel that if we had won we would have gone top. I think if we had drawn we would have gone joint top. So it's exciting. There's a lot of parity in the league, but there's a lot of good teams. People dropping points when they shouldn't. Some people were fortunate with some wins, and I mean Caledonia scoring 6 goals against TNT. Wow. So I feel the product is good. And some of the things the Pro League are doing this season are a big improvement. They're really working hard to try and bring people in. They're trying to promote, they're trying to bring more to the match day experience. I feel that we at Central are doing a lot. We're going to schools, we're trying to encourage kids to come. And the reason why we're focusing on kids is because that 15-year-old boy now, in 10 years' time, you're going to be a father probably, you're going to bring his own children. So we're trying to plan for the future and start getting the kids into the habit of coming to their local team every week. And I think with a lot of the older generation, we already lost them because they've been fed a diet of Barcelona and Chelsea, and they're expecting that, and they won't get it here because, you know, we're of a different standard. What they will get here is good, exciting football. Not every game, just like the Premiership, there'll be some ball draws, but I feel if they can interact more, know the players, come and support their local teams, they're going to get enjoyment, and as they mature, it'll become a habit. We have to go to the game on Friday, we have to go to the game on Saturday. So we're trying to instill that now in the school children, but also it's important to connect with the community. We come in, we announced ourselves as Central FC, but really we just formed ourselves, we just appeared. So we have to now endear ourselves, and I feel by dealing with the youth, I think people can appreciate what we're trying to do. I mean, a great thing was what we did with Brad Bacco on Saturday. He won the President's Medal, presentation College Iguana's student. We wanted to celebrate that because that's where we do our training, and we feel that we're proud of him. So we wanted to celebrate that, and we gave him a little shirt at half time and whatever. And I think people appreciate that little attention to detail. And I see these sort of things have to happen more. And clubs have to look not just at the game, but at the experience. No good just bringing your players and playing your game. You have to look at the experience you're giving the supporters, because we want them to come back. Because they're the people at the end of the day who should be paying your wages. So I think we're trying to add that little attention to detail. And we get it wrong sometimes, we make mistakes, but I feel that's okay, that's part of the learning experience. What I think we do need now is we do need more local sponsors to come on board. We're not talking people who are going to come out and spend thousands of dollars. We're looking at, for instance, I'll give you an example. We had a store called So Right Variety Store in Montrose. And they approached us and said, what can we do for you? And we said, well, we need some water bottles for the players and we need some polo shirts. And they supplied them. That was fantastic, that was invaluable to us. So we're not talking tens of thousands of dollars, we're looking for someone to come on board, just help us with a few things.
Fade to the darkness all the way at the start.
I feel there are going to be a lot of big matches this season. I mean, looking at Caledonia, they look like, I would say, the best footballing team at the moment in the league. They're going to be hard to stop. W Connection, of course, that could be a kind of class as a central derby to a degree, and I think that'll take a lot of interest. I think a lot of people, because of the connection, will be looking at North East Stars against Central FC, because people will look at the links between myself, Brent Sancho and Kevin Jeffrey, as well as some of the players. So I think that's going to be a big game. Anglesey got the team firing. They've had a kind of mixed start, but they're at the top, so they're doing well. Different styles of play. I mean, obviously you have someone like Graham Rix, who's a very experienced coach, coached at the highest level, played at the highest level, and then you have Anglesey. Anglesey obviously has got an exemplary record as a player. It's his first season as a coach. He's been in the system for a while, so he's learned, and perhaps he's learned some of the English style from Terry Fenwick, and that might be an interesting comparison between the English style of Graham Rix and the English style of Terry Fenwick. However, what people aren't aware of is that Mr. Rix takes a lot of his inspiration from France, when he played in France, because he said that was his best playing experience, was playing in France. And he picks up a lot of his coaching technique from France. Don't forget, he also spent a lot of time in Spain. So Graham Rix is not the typical English coach, whereas I would say Terry probably is. So Angus's experience working with Terry may not actually be a foil for Graham, because Graham coming from a different angle. So it'll be an interesting test between the Jedi Knight and Yoda. And if you look at Graham, which it does look like Yoda a little bit as well. But sorry, Graham. But no, I think it will be interesting. There'll be a lot of passion. I feel both teams will pick up on the intensity from the management. So I think when the players are on the field, I think they'll have that extra edge. I think the supporters, because North East Stars now, they have some nice supporters come out and support. We haven't really got that passionate force behind us yet, but those that come will be passionate. So I feel it'll be noisy, no holds barred, and hopefully Central will come out winning. Okay, well, we set Graham absolutely no targets at all. We said to him, we understand fully we're a new team, we don't expect to win the league. Yes, of course we want to win every game, but he's under no undue pressure, if you like, to win the league or win a cup. What we're looking for at the moment is to establish a brand of football, and we talk about a kind of boot room philosophy like there was at Liverpool in the sort of 70s, 80s, where you had Bill Shankly passed on his expertise to Bob Paisley, and Bob Paisley passed it on to Ray Moran. We want that kind of generational hand down of expertise. So we're looking to build. We have Kevin Jeffrey. He's picking up a lot from Graham Rix, and then obviously as we progress we'll start bringing on younger coaches again to work with Kevin, and we're going to look at the sort of communication of ideas and concepts. So this season really is about laying the foundation. Next season we really would like to have a youth academy in place, and when we say youth academy we're not talking about kind of coaching school things, we're talking about a proper youth academy where we can do the best from Trinidad and Tobago. Ideally they would be 14-year-olds, give them 2 years of a professional environment so that at 16 they're ready to move abroad. We would also like it if it's of such a standard where perhaps other countries would say, look, we'd like to send our best youngsters to your academy too. And we might find that we get Jamaicans and people from Grenada and St. Lucia, whatever. That would be brilliant. Long term, we want our own stadium. I think it's absolutely crucial. A football team cannot exist without a stadium. And you would see that we've played our home games at Larry Gomes Stadium, we played home games at Manny Ramjohn Stadium, and we're a team from Central. So we need to have our home ground where we can control. And I would say that the Pro League have tried to accommodate us, but the stadiums are booked by government for different things, by school leagues. So there's a lot of competition for these 4 stadiums, and the Pro League are not given priority, which I think is actually dreadful for the top professional league in the Caribbean not to be given priority. But that's something that's got to change. Long term, we intend to be a team that is known throughout the Caribbean. When you talk of Caribbean football, you talk about Central FC. When people in America talk about the CONCACAF Cup, they'll say, oh, you know, we don't want to come up against Central. You know, we want to be of that calibre. When we talk about New York Red Bulls, LA Galaxy, these are the top teams. We also want people in that same vein to be talking about Central FC. We want to be known as a team that develops talent and exports it. We're not afraid of saying this. We want players to go overseas. Not because we earn a fee, because we probably won't. We probably won't earn a fee until the player's sold on a second time. We want to take players here, move them overseas so they become experienced, so they come back and they represent Trinidad and Tobago and they qualify for the World Cup. So that's our aim, is to develop talent, because that will reflect greatly on Central FC. We're a club that develops talent. And who knows from there, maybe one day we might say let's go and join the AFL or whatever, or Caribbean League or whatever it's going to come. But I feel that football is going to develop in the Caribbean or in the whole of the CONCACAF region, and I feel that eventually there will be a team playing league football outside of Trinidad, and we want to be that team.
To tell me that you care when we both know